money is meant to flow. Money is meant to be spent, to be saved, to be invested, to receive. There's a cycle.
Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be to raise the consciousness within in order to create a life and business of ease, flow, and freedom. This podcast offers inspiring stories, strategies, and special guests to help you become your most aligned self. I am Minerva Maharaj, a former NBA Toronto Raptors dancer turned ICF accredited spiritual life coach, founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching, and Star Seed Academy coach training. My soul's mission is to show you the impossible is truly possible. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's get to awakening your soul's wisdom.
Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to not feel low when your bank account is low. You know that feeling when you open your bank account and there's a moment where you have a lot of money and it feels so good. You're so excited. You're like, I did it. I'm on the right path. Everything's working out for me. And then maybe in a couple of days or in a week or whenever, there are other experiences where you open the account and it's low. Your savings is going lower. It's dropping, or you may even be in the minus. You're in overdraft. Your credit cards are maxed out. And you're like, how did I get here? I've been doing so much work around my money. I just received that money. Why can't I hold on to it? It goes out as soon as it comes in. And then you're filled with feelings and thoughts of lack and fear. And the thoughts overtake you of, well, you got to work harder. You're not doing enough. Where's your next paycheck going to come from? How are you going to provide for your family? How are you going to have all the things that you want? And even worse, the thought of this is what your life's going to be like forever. If you resonate with this episode is for you. How to not feel low when your bank account is low. So I painted that picture for you and you may resonate with it. And you may resonate with when your bank account is full of money, it's where you want it to be or closer you want to be. You feel really good. You feel hopeful. You feel excited. You feel proud of yourself. And then on the flip side of that, when that bank account is low, so are your emotions and how you feel. You start doubting yourself. You feel discouraged. You're worried. You feel unworthy. You feel like you're doing something wrong, like you're not doing enough. And that up and down roller coaster is not serving you. And it's not going to get you to where you want to be. Where I can imagine where you want to be is where you're in a space where you never have to worry about money. It's not a concern. You're not going to have to choose between, can I get my hair done, or should I save that money and put it towards a credit card? Or can I even sign up my kid for this thing? It's one or the other. You want to be in that place where, as I mentioned, money is not a worry. It's not even a concern. You're in overflow. You're in peace. You're abundant. And that is possible for you. But the thing that is holding you back is how you feel about money. So, if you don't want to feel low when your bank account is low, and you also, in the same light, you don't want to feel so high when your bank account is high. Trust me, you don't want to be there. Not to say you can't celebrate or be excited. I'm going to get to that. But in order to not feel so up and down in your emotions when it comes to money, the way to achieve that is that you need to start viewing money neutrally. You need to have a neutral stance, point of view towards money. So when your bank account is low, you need to view that neutrally. When the clients are coming in, the bookings are coming in, your bank account is nice and full. You're like, ooh, I can even buy myself a new pair of shoes. That you also view that from a neutral stance, from a neutral point of view. Now, why do you want to view money neutrally? The reason you want to view money neutrally is so that you're not so tied to the flow of money. Money does flow. It is up and down. Nothing is ever constant. It can keep going up and up, and there's moments it has dips. You receive a large sum of money, and at the same time, you may make a large investment of money in a coach, in a program, down payment on a house, to buy a car. Money is meant to flow. Money is meant to be spent, to be saved, to be invested, to receive. There's a cycle. There's a current in money. Money is meant to move. That's part of its energy. Energy is meant to move. Nothing is meant to be stagnant. But if your feelings, your emotions are tied to the flow of money when it goes up and down and around, and you are tied to that, your emotions too will go up and down, round and round. You go in cycles where you drive yourself crazy, where you actually stay in the same spot and not actually improve your financial situation and improve the experiences that you came here to experience and what you desire to have and hold. So when your emotions are tied to money, you have lost your power. You are out of alignment with your power. When your emotions are tied to money, when it dips and you feel that sense of worry, anxiety, fear, unworthiness, like a failure, you're out of your power. You're out of alignment to who you truly are. When you're out of alignment with your power, then you can't create the circumstances and experiences that you desire. And you're not standing in your right truth, in your right state of being, your right state of mind, to create more of those pleasurable experiences. This has been very shifting for me because I definitely walk this path where I receive large sums of money, experience some high revenue months, as well as some low revenue months and even years. And that took a big toll on my sense of self. It took a huge toll on my sense of success and worthiness. And it was a really dark space to be in. But I'm glad, I can say now in hindsight, I'm glad it happened because it really taught me what I was doing that was not serving me, that wasn't my truth, that wasn't in alignment to what I came here to do and how I came to serve, which is to help other people live that expansive, exciting life. Then show them how to do that, how to create that, and keep creating that on higher levels. And so when I learned, first I was like, oh, just don't care what money, whatever happens, just kind of like turn a blind eye or pretend you don't care. I'm not talking about that because that's not going to work. Is really viewing like, oh, you open your bank account. Maybe it's not exactly where you want it to be, but you can view it neutrally of like, okay, I see it. That's interesting. And not be tied emotionally and drawn in and so attached to what that means. And not be so tied and hooked to that it affects how I feel about myself and how I vibrate and what frequency I put out. So how you feel is in direct relation to what vibration that you reside on. So your emotions are energy in motion, right? Your emotions are energy in motion. We start with your emotion that lets you know what energy you're on, what level of energy you're at, the energy that you reside on, that you practice, becomes the vibration you emit and the frequency that you emit. And therefore, what you emit permits. It allows whatever experiences to keep coming into your life. So if I am practicing and I keep feeling the emotion of I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm never going to make it. Those are like the thoughts. Those are the thoughts that lead to the feeling. And those feelings then lead to or telling me is an indicator of my energy. And that energy just does not feel good. We feel heavy. You feel low. I feel constricted. I'm not definitely allowing in the flow of money because that's on a totally different vibration. But then if that's my habit, if that's my way of thinking and feeling and emitting, then I'm going to create and attract those experiences, more of that, more bills coming in, more of, oh shit, how am I going to cover this? More going into debt, more of that frequency of lack, of not good enough, of unworthiness. I'm going to attract more of those experiences into my life. Versus if I allow these experiences to occur, because life's going to happen, people, we're still human. We can allow anything to occur and be fully cut off, meaning detached from whatever occurs, the bills, the payments, clients coming in, clients going out. We can allow whatever experiences to occur. We can receive everything and not allow it to mean anything. And not allow it to mean anything about ourselves, about our path, and what's possible. But when you take the stance of neutrality, you are creating a supportive breathing space for you to create more and for you to choose differently and for more awareness, for higher awareness, higher consciousness to step in. And what do I mean by that? That means when I'm in a space of neutrality and I open my bank account and I might see that it's lower than I want it to be, instead of going into judgment and spiraling and going into the logic, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get out of this and go into that habit in that mode? That's one choice. But another choice is if I choose the stance of neutrality and I open my bank account and it's not where I want it to be, I can just view it as that's just interesting, an interesting point of view. And I see it separate from me. I see it outside of me so that I can actually zoom out and get a full picture about it. And then I can choose, what do I prefer? What am I inspired to do? What am I being led to do? What is this telling me right now? And I can receive whatever information, and then I can choose to create something different. Most importantly, when you choose the stance of neutrality, you are protecting your point of attraction. Your point of attraction is not affected by outside circumstances. Your point of attraction is then affected by your internal circumstances, by your internal choices of how am I going to view this? How do I want to feel about this? How am I being inspired to do, act, and be different here? What is possible from this space? And when you're not in a neutral space, you're in a judgment space. You're in a judgment state of mind. And there, it's a really limited space. and you can't see all the options. It's only black or white. It's only right or wrong. And that's not full of possibilities. There's only two possibilities there. You only have two opinions. It's either good or bad, right or wrong. Versus when you're in a neutral space, you zoom out, you open up to the possibilities, and you open up into your true fullest power to receive more and to be more. I really hope this speaks to you. I really want you to start having a healthier relationship with yourself, number one, and with money, because money is fun. It's energy. We're here to create, we're here to experience, we're here to have the time of our lives. And money is just a wonderful supportive tool that will help us with that. And you can create so much when you are coming from your truest, divine, centered power. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So if this speaks to you, be sure to comment, like, subscribe so that you are getting more of these episodes and you're being notified. If you're also thinking, like, how do I achieve neutrality? Well, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I have my mastermind that is currently running, Portal to Overflow, where we release all resistance to having and holding the life that you desire and becoming all that you were meant to be. And in this program, we go through all of these things, all of these nuances that stand in the way of receiving and having and holding what we desire and who we truly be. We talk about, so much. How do you achieve neutrality? How to view money, the mindset, the emotions, the habits, the skills. We do some sacral womb healing. We do masculine and feminine energy healing. How do you stay detached? How do you deal with other people's opinions? How do you deal with your own mindset? How do you get out of that space of obsessive thinking and these habits of worry and fear? How do you get out of that space into a space of abundance and overflow? So we go through all the habits, the mindsets, the emotional, physical, energetic support that you need to build that consistent life and being in overflow. So we've already started, but this is an open mastermind. So you can join anytime within the next 3 months. So I welcome you to go to the link. We leave it in the show notes and apply for a spot now. We have very affordable payment plan between 3 and 12 months. So there's really, really no reason if you want to do this, it is possible. I'm here to support you. You get that one-on-one support with me in our group setting. You get an abundance of tools that you can start tapping into right now. Start using right now to start shifting who you are being and what you are attracting into your life when it comes to money, your life, and business if you're an entrepreneur. So join us, go to the link below, and I hope to see you there. Sending you all so much love and light.